It's Safi, it's Yvonne from H Plus, the Hip Hop Dance Conservatory. You can see us at hdcny.org, and you are watching Popparotz TV. Peace.
What's up, New York City? What's up, world? It's your girl, Red Remedy. Right now, you tuned into Popparotz TV. I have two very special guests with me, the founder as well as the director of operations of H Plus. What's up, guys?
Hello.
What's up?
How are you guys?
Doing well.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. For those that don't know, let the world know what H Plus stands for.
Sure. H Plus is the Hip Hop Dance Conservatory. We are an organization that's founded to preserve, evolve, and proliferate the art form of hip hop dance.
Nice.
And we do that through 6 different pillars. It's pedagogy,
Nice.
repertory, advocacy, medical research, infrastructure, and design. So we've got
That's
lots
dope.
of community initiatives servicing dancers all over New York City
Wow.
and around the world as well.
Nice, that's incredible. Like, I cannot believe that I'm sitting here right now with you guys. I have Yvonne, Safi with me.
That's right.
Let us know how you guys really started H Plus. Like, how did this even come about?
I guess that's you.
Yeah, I guess so. H Plus started in Harlem.
Okay.
This was back in like 89, 90. And started as like a small little community service organization
Okay.
that started with some of the kids from the neighborhood. And it was just about teaching dance to the kids that were in the neighborhood. That was all it was supposed to be
Wow.
at first. But we started to recognize that a lot of kids they had other issues
Definitely.
that they were bringing with them into the dancing,
Dance,
you know,
right.
so, be it, abuse or, drug issues or,
Teen violence.
HIV and AIDS, teen violence, like all these
Wow.
different things that were happening. And so it's like, okay, well, what do you guys want to do about that?
Right.
Like turn it back on them. Like, and they were all like, maybe like 13, 14 years old. And I'm like, well, if you had the power to do something, what would you do about that?
Wow.
And everyone's like brainstorming these different ideas, and so that's when we started to like build that out. I'm like, okay, so let's make this
Right.
happen. So let's start to like turn this into like some type of programs,
Wow.
and then why don't you tell people your story, and why don't you tell people what they can be doing to like avoid these types of issues and things like that, and let's try to help people. And so that's where everything started from, like that small little group.
Wow.
And then it grew to like we had like maybe about 50 people, and then it grew from that small community service organization in Harlem to what we are today.
Wow.
The international company that exists right now with like 25 different initiatives and
Wow. That's incredible.
owning all these companies, and so yeah.
that is incredible to hear that story. That's very inspiring. And
Yeah.
how many years ago was that? So how long ago?
27 years ago.
Wow. So now the organization is now 27 years old.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
And how do you stay motivated? How do you keep people engaged? I know you got some really great programs that you're
Yes.
doing. Can you let us know about that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, one of our biggest ones is called Dance Mart.
Okay.
It's a dancer-run grocery supplement program.
Nice.
So it's addressing a huge need in the dance community, which is being able to get healthy foods at low cost.
Right.
A lot of dancers, we love that dollar pizza,
Right.
that McDonald's, the ramen,
Yeah,
all the stuff.
It's so expensive.
And so, we're just working to help the community be able to, come together.
Nice.
It's a great space to just network and, just get together with a bunch of dancers you don't usually see because we're all in our different rehearsals
Right,
and performances.
exactly. Those scheduling's always
Exactly.
an
Like,
issue.
on my performance, I have rehearsal.
Right.
So, so you could just come and it's a live DJ party. There's free food,
Nice.
free groceries, free cooking lessons. We've got
Wow.
like great brands like Chipotle,
Nice. I love some
Meatball Shop.
Chipotle.
I know, right? Me too, yeah. So this is really just a good time,
Nice.
And the next one is Saturday, February 24th.
Excellent.
Anytime between 6 and 10 p.m. you can just drop by.
So make sure you guys stop by February
Yeah.
24th and let us know where's that location so we can stop by and check in, and how often can we actually do that?
Yeah, so it's at 500 8th Avenue.
Okay.
It's between 35th and 36th Street in Manhattan on the 12th floor.
Okay.
And it's once a month, so if you can't catch it,
Nice.
this last Saturday, we'll be back again the last Saturday in March.
Last
Nice.
Saturday of
All
every
year
month.
long.
Nice.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys stop by. You have at least 12 times to visit, so make sure
Exactly.
you do that.
For that one, yeah.
And do you guys dance as well? Because it sounds like you
course.
guys might have a little artistic side as
But
well.
that's the foundation of everything. It's the Hip Hop
Okay.
Dance Conservatory. So like at the foundation of it all, like you were saying, like we have those 6 pillars.
Right.
Well, the foundation is the education aspect. So
Right.
it's like university level education
Wow.
for hip hop dancers.
That's
So it's like it's about what I was trying to do is create an initiative. Like I think for something that comes from the Black and Latino cultural heritage,
Right.
it's important for us to be able to have our own institutions, not having to go to someone else's institution. And a lot of the colleges and stuff like that, hip hop dance is often, you have the hip hop club.
right.
You don't have accredited courses that you can take.
Right.
You can't get credit for that. You can't get a degree in hip hop dance. You can't get your BFA
Right.
doing hip hop dance. So,
Wow.
one of the biggest issues, for us was like, okay, well, let's see, well, how did other art forms handle that before they became, as big as they were?
Right.
So looking at ballet, looking at modern, and okay, well, how did they do that? And the biggest thing was conservatories,
Right.
like building out conservatories for their different techniques and legitimizing themselves not by joining with other educational institutions, but starting their own educational institutions. And so that's what we did.
Nice.
So built out an educational institution. We do popping, locking,
Nice.
boogaloo, breaking,
Nice.
rocking, like all the different aspects, and then party dance being like the foundation. Breaking and party dance being like the foundation of everything, because
Right.
that's right here on the East Coast.
Right.
Like everything started here.
Definitely.
And it's like then from there, that's how everything grew out. So it's like everything starts, it's all for the dance.
Right.
Everything is for the dance, because as dancers, we're people, we're humans,
Right.
and we have issues that, need addressing, but no one's addressing those issues.
Exactly.
Not the National Endowment for the Arts,
Right.
not other organizations, like no one's really addressing our issues and our needs as dancers in New York City, or even dancers, across the nation. So that's our focus, building out sustainability and making sure that everybody can eat, not just a few
Right.
people, but
Exactly.
making sure everybody can eat.
Right.
Everyone has money in their pocket. Everybody is able to sustain themselves.
That's incredible. That's very inspiring. I'm very excited to be sitting here with you guys. You talked about the fact that you don't have that accreditation within higher education. Where do
Yes.
you see, like, what is the vision that you see for the future? Do you see that at some point, maybe the pendulum will shift, and then there will be some classes that are offered and they'll respect the genre much more?
I think in order for that to happen, first, I think these academic institutions
Right.
need to start paying attention to the cats that, like a lot of the OGs that created this in the first place.
Right.
They're here, they're alive. They
Right.
need to be hiring them to teach, and a
Right.
few college, and it's happening. There's a few
Right.
people,
Like here and there.
like Pop Master
Right.
Fable, he's
Right.
teaching in colleges. You've got Quick and Rockefeller,
Rockefeller,
they're
yeah.
teaching. Miss V, she's teaching in a college.
Right.
So it's like it's happening little by little.
Right.
They're bringing in people who are from the culture, people who understand the art form,
Right.
understand biomechanics of the art form, understand the cultural aspects of the art form, and are starting to teach classes. So it's like, there's our institution, and then there's other people out there who are, they're doing workshops, they're doing master classes, they're doing all this,
Right.
and they're keeping they're keeping the culture alive and keeping the dance alive.
Absolutely.
And that's something that's extremely important. So I think
Definitely.
in order for colleges or universities to get up on that, what they need to start doing is hiring these teachers, these
Right.
people who are actually, teaching the truth.
Right, exactly.
And that's
That
how
have the knowledge, that have
right.
the skills.
But
Absolutely.
it's important for them to actually have credited classes,
Right.
though, and that's the thing. A lot of times,
Just like an elective.
right,
Right.
as
They just do
opposed
it as
to
like
okay,
an optional thing.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
then makes it feel like, oh well, hip hop dance is not as valuable as me taking
Right.
this history
ballet
course
or modern
Right.
or something like
Because
that,
they
right?
literally devalued it, allowing you to get less credits for
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's good.
Because they're willing to use it for like a commercial
Right.
or a music video or something like
Yeah,
that,
of course.
or on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but it's
but it's like there has to be a level of respect for the art,
Right.
and that only happens through education. And
Right.
again, if I can't go to I can't go to Harvard
Right.
and get a BFA in hip hop. I can't do it. I can't get my BFA in hip hop dance. I can't go to school studying the dance that I love and still get my degree. It won't happen. I can join the hip hop club.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
I could join the hip hop dance club, and I could do some moves, and me and my friends can get together and do something. But it's not respected, and it's not seen as something that's viable and beautiful. It's like hip hop is raw, but it's beautiful, and it has lines, it has levels, it has everything that ballet or modern dance have. But it's like we're young, it's like the art form is young, and so it's like we're going through that struggle of having to create legitimacy for our art, and so that I think that's like the struggle right now.
Right, absolutely. Well, you guys are definitely creating legitimacy through your program at H+. We're very dedicated to what you're doing in terms of letting people know about hip hop and validating its worth, its value, and letting people know that it means something. It's part of the culture, right? So how do people really get a part of what you're doing? How do they sign up for your classes, be a part of your movement? You mentioned the programs that are every other Saturday, but what else are you guys doing that people could, be a part of?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every Friday for the past 15 years, we've had what's called a Soul Science Community Class.
Okay.
And it's just a place where anybody, you don't have to have any experience, dancing or in hip-hop dance. You just come, and it's a 3-hour experience where you get to get a deep understanding of not just moves, but the groove, the culture, the music, the people, and understanding how to bring that into your own body and how to express it, So we have that. We go through all the foundations, and it's $20 for the 3 hours, which is probably the cheapest class in New York City. So we have that, and if people want to, up the level, we've got, intensives as well. We've got a winter intensive for 2 weeks, summer intensive for 9 weeks, and that's where we sort of immerse people more into the culture of hip hop, bring them to the park jams, to the cultural events, all the things that get them to see and actually meet all the pioneers of the art form, because we're very lucky to be in a time where all of them are still active and really putting things out there for the community. And if people even want more than that, we've got a program that they can come to. It's the Conservatory itself, the apprenticeship. And all that's on our website, www.hdcny.org.
Nice. Excellent. Like Drake's and Future said, what a time to be alive, right?
Seriously.
All right, so how do we follow you? You mentioned your website. Is there any other way that people can stay in contact? Maybe an email address?
We're everywhere. It's like, Facebook. You got Facebook, you got Twitter, you got Instagram, we're on the gram. Like, we're everywhere. We're everywhere.
And is it the same H+, or is it Hip Hop Dance Conservatory?
Hip Hop Dance Conservatory. Or HDCNY. So either one of those, and you'll be able to find us.
Okay. Well, you heard it here first. Paparazzi TV. We got H+ in the building.